Hey there. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about how to go ahead and actually make money applying to product manager jobs. Now, clearly from our program, you can go out there and see we get some awesome results. 300K big tech product manager job, landed 4 product manager offers in 60 days. AI program manager job over there at Disney, landed a product manager job over there in 60 days. I think a topic that we don't talk enough about is we talk a lot about the skills that a product manager needs to be successful. We talk a lot about how bad the market is, or like what do we need to do to get interviews. But the reality is, whether we want to admit it or not, we're not out of this whatever market that we want to call ourselves, and it is taking a little bit more effort to getting the same amount of interviews in the previous market. So how can we go ahead and actually just mitigate that? Well, I think it's motivation. If you feel like you are doing all these applications to get an interview, and the results of that interview, maybe you're going to get the job, maybe you're going to get another interview, most likely you're not going to advance because there's still a 50% rejection rate regardless of what the market's like, not to mention companies ghosting you and such. Like, you just feel like you're doing all of this to get punished, and it's really hard to keep your mental health intact. It's really hard for you to go out there and maintain a high level of positivity because you just feel like, wow, I'm just getting punished right here. But if I paid you, let's just say I paid you like $5,000 a week just to apply to jobs, and you had no product manager job, or even if you had a job, right? Like, you would feel a lot less crappy because you're thinking to yourself, well, I am getting paid to do this. You wouldn't feel like you're doing all that interview prep. You wouldn't feel like you're doing those case studies. You wouldn't feel like you're taking such an L because you'd be getting something compensated. So I have a lot of other strategies here in terms of how you can go out there and generate a side hustle in my Product Manager Job Hunters United school. But I'll go ahead and walk you through just one right now. First things first is you can totally make money on YouTube talking about your experience getting laid off or talking about your experience on the job hunt. So many people are very interested in what product managers do. If you can go out there and see, I just type in day in the life of a product manager, and you can go ahead and actually just see like there's a lot of views, 78,000 views. That's really good for like a year. 35,000 views, 11,000 views, and a lot of this didn't even really require like that much professional editing, but like you're getting like tons and tons and tons of views. So if you're talking about like what your life was like as a product manager, for those of you guys that are transitioning, or even if you're just applying right now, talking about your overall, venting about your overall experience, like applying, like why are people not responding to me? I've seen a lot of people just print views, and that's been great. Now, if you don't really want to put yourself out there that much, another thing that you can go out there and do is just make these simple videos like Study With Me. Take a look at this. Like 19 million views from 3 years ago. There's ChatGPT. I'll leave it up to you to be able to source out how much they can be monetizing off of a video like that, but it's actually really not bad considering, like, even if you didn't want to show your face, like this guy here's got 20 million views off of just like studying. Like, we don't even know how the guy actually looks like. you know, it's just him writing on an iPad, looking out. It seems like the backdrop is Tokyo, and you just have a camera going on there. And I found that a lot of people can go out there and stay focused that way. It's like, it's like when you get a camera watching you, you feel like a little bit more accountable than if you were just to go ahead and do it on your own. And then secondly, it's all about gamifying the process, right? Some of you are not in my program. Some of you should really call me and get into my program. But if you're doing it by yourself right now because you don't think it's worth it, or like you want to do it on your own, I mean, even when you're doing it on your own, I think it's even worse because you have no accountability and you have no positive reinforcement. You're constantly thinking, I'm doing all this for no reason because you're not getting enough positive results. Maybe your resume's not looking not looking on point, or whatever it is. But there is definitely a lot more effort that's required to getting the same amount of product manager interviews, right? Another tip that I can go out there and give you is actually giving out a company like a Simplify, or like this one's called Hunter, a shout out. So companies pay influencers, and I know some of you guys are thinking right now, like, well, I'm not an influencer, but if I've actually had a few people, both inside and outside my program, people that also are not going for product manager jobs, they were making just random YouTube, TikTok videos of resources that they're using just to get a little bit more advantage on the job hunt. And those companies ended up contacting them, not just like Simplify, but other companies like Hunter. There are so many AI tools right now helping people apply faster. I have mixed reviews about it because obviously you can see here that we have huge cohorts of people that are in our program looking for a job. We are always trying to find how you're going to get that competitive advantage over everybody else. And I always hear mixed reviews. I have as many people, not to knock on Simplified, but let's just say them because I reference them, right? I've had as many people tell me that it was a game changer as some people saying that it didn't really give me that much more advantage, to some people even saying that it took them even longer. And it just really comes down to your preference. This is a very repetitive and manual process. So it's like, how many ways can you go out there and fold a shirt, right? It comes down to how can you go out there and get into a flow. There's largely about 3 ways you can go out there and generate interviews right now. You can cold apply, mass apply, smile, spray and pray. You can go out there and another thing that you can thumbs up. Another thing that you can also go ahead and do is actually get very targeted, sending out cold LinkedIn messages, sending out cold Loom video pitches, sending out cold emails, or you can go out there and do like both a combination of cold networking of people that you don't know, or actual warm networking, meeting up with people that you do know, or like through a few degrees apart. Either way, for you to go ahead and get results, like for you to go ahead and actually get results, you need to do either one of those activities for about 45 to 90 days. And the first 25 to 30 days, definitely the first 10 to 15, it doesn't feel that long, but it almost feels like 15 years. It's like this eternity because you're not getting any type of positive reinforcement at all. And it's easy when you see a YouTube video like this, but it's much more different when you're actually in a cohort and you actually get to meet those people and you know those people and you see that they're getting these fantastic results, right? It's a very, very different experience. It's a very, very different vibe. So with those things said, if you refuse to join our coaching, I don't know why. I mean, don't you guys want these results? I mean, but let's just say like reach out to us, see if you guys can work out a payment plan. But here's the thing. The point that I'm trying to get across, I want everybody to win. You know, if you hate me or whatever it is, I think you're in a horrible situation that I would not want to be in. So I want everybody to win. The thing that I want to drive home across is this. You're applying or you're networking or you're cold messaging. It's going to take about, in this market, you're going to have to do that for 30 to 45 days consistently to hear back because I have the data. It's about a 4 to 7 week lag time considering the amount of competition that you're up against. I'm not trying to be difficult here. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen it. Product manager role up on LinkedIn, 45 minutes, 1 hour. You get like 400 or 500 applicants on there. Sometimes somebody sent me a screenshot. This role's been open for 8 minutes. I don't know if they caught it during prime time because I get a lot of messages. A lot, as y'all can go out there and see at the very bottom down here. But like the truth of the matter is we get a lot of people reaching out to us and they're like, yo, this role's only been out for like 10 minutes and I already have like more than 100 people that I'm competing against for the same role. And it's for like a standard 160, 165K role. So how do you get ahead of that, right? So to give yourself some positive reinforcement, something that I've done is for myself too. If you're waiting to go out there and apply, interview, and then finally get this job, what you're going to be telling yourself subconsciously, and this is what I know about getting big offers, you want to present as much confidence on the interview as possible because confidence signals to the interviewer you have options, and signaling that you have options means that you're not afraid to go ahead and mess up on the interview because you got other options that are available to you, which means you're probably really good at what you do, which means we should be hiring you more. When you're going to a product manager interview and you're feeling a little down and you might have felt very pissed off because the company's been ghosting you and you're wondering what's going on, or you got rejected and you're feeling very depressed, or overall you're just feeling very unmotivated because you haven't heard back from a company maybe for 2 or 3 weeks. Didn't really look that long on the calendar, but like, you're just feeling depressed about it. Truth of the matter is that's going to affect how you're coming off on the interview, which is going to affect whether or not you get the job, which is also going to affect how you're going to get the offer. For my people, we are getting our people multiple offers, as you can go out there and see, like 4 product manager offers in 60 days. The first offer is usually about like 145 to 160K. The second offer is about 175 to 190K, and then if you want to get a better offer beyond that, like 200K and above, you get 3 or 4 or 5 offers. The reason for that is when you have an offer in the bag, you don't feel like you're playing Hunger Games anymore, or you're interviewing like for life and death. Some of you that don't have a job, you feel like you're interviewing for food, water, shelter needs, which is very tribal. It's getting very survival based, right? So if you actually have like in offers in the bag, you're coming off less desperate. That just means we should really be hiring you. So with that said, this is hopefully a way. I have nothing to sell you. You want to schedule a call, you guys can. But for some of you that insist on doing it alone, one way for you to keep yourself motivated, tell yourself that you're gonna print some cash. You're gonna make a little bit of money, better than making no money. That's the thing that pisses people off about doing case studies. Like, you're spending 20 hours, and then they pass on you. You felt like you just did 20 hours worth of work, which you did, 100%. Ain't no wrong to you, but you did about 20 hours worth of work for free, and then you still didn't get the job. Of course, you're gonna want to kill somebody. It's kind of hard to come into your next interview with a big smiley face, unless you're a pure psychopath that just feels nothing. So like, schedule a call. Okay, it's right here, this calendar link. I'm here to go out there and help you out. My team is here to help you out. Schedule a call. Let's get you this job already, okay? Talk to you later.